Our Minecraft world has come a long way since that first beach episode. However, we're starting to see our first gaps, and it's in between the dripstone cave and the igloo basement from last episode. So we're going to be filling that gap with a small structure that happens to fit perfectly inside, a dungeon. We're going to be building some new blocks, adding some new mobs, and even changing up the dripstone cave a little. So, what are we waiting for? Let's get started. The dungeon in-game is usually 5x5 blocks, and so this module is going to be 6x6, that way we can put a wall around one side of it. This is going to be our mossy cobblestone that we're going to be putting up around the side of it. And my goal is that this module looks good from two sides. That way it could be a cool standalone module, or it could fit in. And I'm also going to be tiling off the top and adding some mossy texture in some of those tiles. And basically for the moss, I'm just using dark green tiles and plates in 1x1s. And with those mossy cobblestone blocks, we can get on to the regular 2x2 tiles. So there's the floor of our dungeon all tiled off. I think it actually looks pretty good. Now we're going to be adding some other blocks. So we're going to start with the monster spawner, which is just going to be made up of these little pieces, and they're just going to be stacked like this. I'm actually impressed I managed to find 4 of these, but I don't think they're all that rare. And then we're just going to be putting a black tile on top of that, and there's our monster spawner, which is going to go right in the center of the dungeon. We can also add a chest, and I'm using one of those flat top chests now that they come in the Minecraft sets, and I'm going to be putting some bones and redstone dust in there. Fun dungeon loot, of course. And now we can start to build up those walls, and I'm going to try to integrate a little bit of cobblestone in. Surprisingly, the gray studs are not what I'm low on here. It's actually those 1x1 dark gray plates. But mostly it's just going to be the dark gray bricks and plates going all the way up. And now we're going to finish off the top here, leaving a couple plates on top so that the module on top doesn't just fall off, but mostly tiles. And hopefully now you can see what I mean about wanting to make this look good from two sides, because now it could be a cool standalone module if I wanted it to be. And now it's time to attach a roof to this thing. And of course, since I want there to be no studs on the bottom, I'm using snot bricks, and I'm just going to put that on top of those plates there. And now I'm going to be using even more dark gray bricks just to make a roof across the whole module. Finally, I'm going to plate off the very end of it, and then put some tiles there too. And with that, our build is almost complete, but it wouldn't be a monster room without some monsters in it, so we're going to make this a zombie dungeon and put in some zombies. I happen to have 3 in my collection, so that's exactly how many we're going to be putting down. And 3 zombies seems to do the trick perfectly, making this look populated enough to be a monster room. If I get any more zombies, I'll probably add them to the overworld somewhere. Now it's time to attach this to the other modules. However, dungeons are only found in access to a cave, which means that I've got to break down part of the wall in the dripstone cave so that it can connect more cleanly to the dungeon, which means finding more inverted tiles, which is getting kind of hard since I'm kind of running out. So if I want to make more modules that are underground, I'm probably going to have to restock on those. But I can add another dripstone stalactite, and I can put another block of andesite into the world. And now we can redo that dripstone roof, and to match it up with our other module, we're gonna have to make this whole thing a block taller, which means adding another layer of dirt and stone to the top. Now our dripstone cave module can finally fit perfectly alongside the dungeon. And with that, it's time for one of the best parts, attaching all the modules together. So we're going to start with the ocean cave, followed by the dripstone cave going next to that, and then our new dungeon module right there, and finally that igloo basement from last episode. And now we can attach the above ground modules. However, there's one little change in them that I wanted to show you. So originally I had one of those village lampposts here, but I'm not actually sure when we're going to get that village module. So instead, for now, I replaced it with a sweetberry bush, and I think I might actually like that better since we don't have a village yet. And now we can attach the above ground modules to the underground, and whoa. That actually looks really cool. I hope you liked this episode. I think the dungeon really filled that gap well. And I'm still hoping to do a lush cave at some point, but I might need to restock up on some gray pieces and probably some other tiles in other colors. And hopefully I can get another above ground module soon, but for now, that's all for today. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.